I would go to every networking event that was possibly out there, just every network event.
I made a bunch of flyers, went into all the apartment complex, posted them on all the mailboxes.
Basically, I gave so much information that they asked me to start my business.
Once I got my confidence, like, oh my God, it actually works. I can do this.
Our sales started going higher and higher and higher.
Everybody asking in the comments, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? It grew so big that I'm like, hold on, maybe this is an opportunity.
Hey, credit heroes. Your first client is the most important one, but it's also the hardest to get. That first client is a game changer because it's the moment you go from, I hope this works, to this is real. But here's the thing, getting that first client, it's tough. You don't have a track record, no testimonials, and you might even doubt yourself. Every credit hero you've heard of, the ones who are making 6 or 7 figures, the ones in our Millionaires Club, they all started in the exact same place. I've spoken to so many Millionaires Club members who really struggled to land their first client. Let's hear how some of the most successful credit repair business owners made it happen.
I'm curious, when you decided to launch this business and just go headfirst into it, how did you get your first clients?
So I was really good with social media before this. So actually, crazy thing that stuck with me at the expo, I believe it was Jose the Marine. What he said to me that stuck with me the most out of all the speakers you had, he said you have to become the mayor of your city, I believe.
Yes.
And becoming the mayor of your city, was I the mayor? Obviously, no. But in my city, my community, from selling cars, I have already was known, that I give out great customer service. I was already known that I was very trustworthy. I was already known that I truly want, to put people in better situations. So when I already transitioned from, selling cars for 3 years to the credit repair, my credentials and all that was already there. People already had the community behind me. So then I did like a sort of a pre-launch, letting people know that I don't work there anymore. I'm going into credit repair to change lives. And I actually had 50, I think I had 50 clients my first month just because I did that.
How did you find your first client?
Oh my God, you know what? That is the greatest question ever. So there is, when you begin CRC, there are some pointers that you give us to start your business. And one of those pointers was, if you don't have an audience, if you don't have people that, may want to do business with you, the easiest way to do business is to offer your services free. And so, everybody knew me from working in the hotel industry. Nobody knew me for credit repair or anything like that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to just try this. I'm just going to take what Daniel said. I'm just going to throw it out there and I'm going to see exactly how this happens. So I made a post on Facebook, actually said that, if you are interested in getting your credit repaired, I need 10 people to volunteer to get their credit repair free, something like that. Lo and behold, I ended up with 25 clients,
wow,
25 free clients instead of 10. And the post, pretty much it went crazy. People were interested all over the place. So I took those 25 clients, and the key point of us offering that service free was within those next 30 to 45 days, you're going to start to have results. And those results are going to be the lead generation that you need to start pulling other people in. So by the time my first round of disputes were out and back in, the results were in and they were phenomenal.
Wow. How did you first start getting clients, or did they come from referrals from all those years of doing it for free?
So referrals were big, but because I was in the mortgage industry, I knew a lot of realtors. I knew a lot of loan officers. I'd been in business for quite a while with the loans, of about 8 years and doing loans. So I just started talking to them that I don't do loans anymore. And that was the funny thing, is I don't do loans anymore, but I do credit now. And so then everybody wanted to talk to me. Before it was like, realtors like, oh, so many people are coming to me to do loans. And then, so those same connections I had built up became even stronger connections because I'm not a loan officer anymore, and so I would go to every networking event, though, that was possibly out there, just every network event. And I think that was, and people talk about that still today. I had someone call me yesterday and said, one thing I remember about you that I model off of your business is you went to every networking event. And so I did that for a couple of years until people started knowing you, and then you don't have to do it quite as often.
I started giving tips. Once I fixed mine, I figured out, how to do that. Then I started just giving tips out on social media and started telling people, hey, this is what you can do to help yourself. This is what you can do to help others as authorized users. This is what you can do when it comes to collection accounts. And from there on, basically I gave so much information that they asked me to start my business, that everybody on social media was the one, hey, can you help me? And at the time, I didn't see it as a business. It was just a matter of giving information. And then when it came to everybody asking in the comments, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? It grew so big that I'm like, hold on, maybe this is an opportunity and then I need to take advantage of.
But our first real kind of clients outside of our friends, he lived in an apartment complex. It was I guess Christmas season or something. So I made a bunch of flyers, went into all the apartment complex, posted them on all the mailboxes, and maybe that night we got our first client.
That's so cool. Yeah. People always think it's really complicated, but that was just so simple.
So simple. You just go out there and do it. Make it happen.
How did you get your first clients?
It was more so first off, I definitely took the challenge, the Credit Hero challenge, right? And then I just started to promote I had just bought a house, I just bought a car, so I was taking pictures in front of those.
Yeah.
And I was just this is what I did to get my credit. I got my credit to an 815.
That's really, really cool. And then it just grew from there.
It completely faster than I could have even imagined, honestly.
You fixed your own credit. You were your first client, right?
Yeah, I was my first client. I used the software to process all of my letters. I did everything myself, and then I started helping other people. Once I got my confidence, oh my God, it actually works. I can do this.
Now, that's a big jump to go from fixing your own credit to then helping others. How did you first start to turn it into a business?
Facebook. I had a Facebook account that had a lot of people that I grew up with, and I started posting results on Facebook because I was fixing my credit. I was fixing my boyfriend's credit, my mom's credit. So I was getting all of their results, and I started helping all my other friends. And then I kind of realized hey, people who don't want this don't take it serious. So I only want to help people that really want this. So I started advertising the results on Facebook, and I wasn't trying to sell people, but rather saying, hey, look at the results that I'm getting. And a lot of people would reach out saying, hey, I need help. And at that point I was like, oh my God, I was so scared to help them because I wasn't sure of myself at that point, but I took the leap. I said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I need to get out of this rat race that I'm in. And thank God I did, because it was the biggest success that I have had to date.
I've been in the car business since I moved out here, which was maybe about 19, 20 years old. I've always been a person where I want to find a solution to a problem. I identify the problem and I'm quickly thinking of what I'm going to do to fix that, or what can I offer to fix that problem. So I started thinking, well, if we tell these people what to remove off their credit or what needs to happen, we can sell more cars.
Sure.
So I said, I'm going to study this and see what needs to happen in order for us to get more car sales. And 17 years later, I was nominated to be the first female to dominate the car industry in my area.
That's really, really incredible. So your first clients were the people turned down for the cars.
Yep.
And what did it do for the sales at the dealership?
It did great because those people would come back. So our sales started going higher and higher and higher. We started out with one store. By the time I left my first dealership job, they had 3 stores open.
So there's one thing we've learned today, is that there is no single right way to get your first client. Some credit heroes leveraged their personal networks, others got creative with social media, and some hit the pavement with flyers and word-of-mouth marketing. The key? They all took action. Getting that first client is the hardest part, but once you land them, everything starts to fall into place. So here's your challenge. Pick one strategy from today's episode and just try it this week. Whether it's making a social media post, reaching out to a real estate agent for referrals, or even offering a free service to your family and friends just to get testimonials, the point is, just do something. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll land that first client. And I'll end by saying, if you want to learn what to do after you get your first client, check out my proven tips here. And if you'd like to improve your credit score and discover how to earn extra income repairing credit for others, check out my brand new Start Repairing Credit Challenge. So sign up right now at startrepairingcredit.com and keep changing lives.